One thing I would like to add is that sometimes you think that a magical system is for you and it is not. And it's nothing personal, but here are signs that it's not for you and what to do. The first sign is that your spells are backfiring. I will not name the brand because they are very popular and their spells work, but they stopped working for me. But I purchased a candle and I also will admit I was with a person that I probably shouldn't have been with. I should not have been in their energy, and I take accountability for that. But it plays into the situation. I had purchased a candle from this company, and I actually purchased a lot, and they would have very powerful flames. However, one of the candles nearly burnt my hand. Another one nearly caused a fire. At the time, I was working with another spiritual system, and I realized that there's the spiritual beliefs of the two different parties clashed greatly. One party dealt with integration. They had a more integrative spirit, and the other one was very firmly against any other types of spirits. And when I say that, the magic of the person you purchase from um, is affected by their personal gnosis. So the more limited and concrete their boundaries are about their spirits and what they create, the more that's going to conflict with other things when you mix magic. That's why it's important not to do so many things at once and not to mix too many things because the spirits, if they're not getting along, things will backfire. So I realized I was more devoted to the path that I was on now, which was this path. And it just didn't mesh well with my energy. And while I got my results, they were very short lived. And I got what I needed, but I also started getting messages that I was not really part of that magician's tribe. And it had nothing to do with me per se, but my energy was just different. It wasn't that I was a bad person. You know how you date somebody and you're like, listen, there's really nothing wrong with you. It's just, I'm not feeling it. You're not for me. I just know that we're not going to get what we want out of this. That's what was happening. So that's something to look out for. Another thing is when calamity really starts to strike. And by calamity, I mean things don't just get bad, they get really bad or go from bad to worse. Now, if you're doing spells on people that you should not be doing spells on, that might happen as a form of protection and as a sign that you shouldn't be working on people because you don't know what they're carrying. But if you're doing a cleansing spell, and you get fired and then you get into a car accident and then you break your arm and then something happens to your mama and then something happens to the person down the street and then your whole block catches on fire. My dear, there is something at play and that is not good. So whatever you got, get rid of it. It's not working because when we have certain cleanses and upheavals in our lives, there comes a point where things might be chaotic, but not catastrophic. And on this path, in my opinion, when you ascend and improve who you are and how you think and what you allow yourself to be around in a mundane and magical way, even the worst days of your life are nothing compared to the things you used to go through. Now, there might be some intensity and upheaval, but if you're just consistently going through bullshit when you're working with a magical system, that's not the system for you. Um, Magic doesn't require everybody's approval, attention, or rule book, and the rules are different for everybody. Everybody can't do what you do, and everybody won't get the results you get. And sometimes the things that they're pushing onto you are more limiting than the energy you already possess, which is why I also keep saying, if it's not about magic for you, work on your mentality and your mindset, because at the end of the day, over time, it's your mindset that actually controls your magic, and your magic then becomes a tool. So if you're using a tool that's constantly destroying your carpet, messing up your energy, or just messing up your life in different ways, which was what the carpet metaphor was about, you need to simply not work with that magic system. Let the contents of that magic air out, uncross yourself with a really strong ammonia bath. And by strong, I mean like Epsom salt in one bath, and then in another bath later on, a capful, just a capful, just a capful, one capful of ammonia, and it'll strip the negativity. But make sure you fill that void with abundance and sweetness and protection, and just, like it's a clean slate. So fill it up with the things you want, and go about your business. But don't touch whatever it was that you touched before, because it clearly doesn't like you or your energy, or it's just not vibing with you. Um, Spend some time working on your mindset, and if anything, just clearing your energy. Maybe get a divination, but don't jump into any magical systems after having these experiences without getting a somewhat objective opinion on what you should be working with. Because maybe you should just be working with your ancestors. Maybe you should just be working with the angels. Maybe you should just be working with the fairies. Maybe you should just be working with Santa Muerte. You never know until it's confirmed. So all I'm trying to say is, invest in taking the time to know what's for you.